Ben, thanks for talking to us. We've obviously just in the last sort of hour or so learned that you're going to be taking charge of South Africa versus England in the semi-final. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. Obviously, I found out yesterday that they're going to pull me to another massive game like that. So yeah, huge achievement. I'm really proud to be involved in it, and it's kind of like it doesn't stop. We just come off a massive game, and we prepare for another one, and even just as important, being a semi-final for both teams.
Like you say, you've just come off a massive game.
Yeah.
The hosts obviously bowing out of the tournament to the defending champions. What was the atmosphere like for you? Have you experienced anything like that before?
It's kind of gone up every level, every game I've done. I did South Africa, Ireland in pool play, and that was probably the biggest atmosphere I've ever experienced. Start of France, packed, fans. Then obviously a quarter final with things riding on it. That was incredible, and I think having most of the stadium there full of French fans and also the South Africans, they're very loud. When we're warming up, the songs beforehand, the singing, like you can feel it. It is incredible, and then obviously with the game, it was a massive game.
How was the intensity? Because there were some huge moments of that game, big pressure on you. How was that for you to handle?
I mean, it's what we train for. It's what we practice, and I've been through scenarios like that before, which I've got right, which I've got wrong, and that's how I learn. And then you just have to be in the moment, just make the best decision that you can. And you don't really hear the crowd, but you feel it. You do feel the pressure. The stakes are high. You know what the outcome can mean. But you just got to trust your decision making and your team that's with you as well. So
obviously the hosts weren't too thrilled to get knocked out, and there were some interesting words from Antoine DuPont after the game for you. Have you spoken to him afterwards? Have you sort of cleared the air or anything like that?
No. Like I think it's space for the players and the teams. It's obviously a very emotional time, and I just try and respect that and keep the space. And look, I think players, coaches, they're going to say things, whether you win, whether you lose. I know that we're never perfect as referees. I definitely, you make errors in the game. But I think, comments that players can make, they can do that after the game, and it's kind of in the heat of the battle, things are said. So, look, I'm sure everything's fine. We've done my review, and we'll reach out and, be able to get things back on track as well. But understand, obviously, the sentiments after a big match like that.
The locals are leaving you alone?
Yeah, no, they are. Like, it's massive for any country, and I think having a home nation here, we saw the emotion after the New Zealand-Ireland game, and I think we had the same emotion after the France-South Africa game. Whether either team won, we're going to be the same thing. So that's sort of the situation we find ourselves in as referees, but we just got to try our best and do our best, and that's how it goes.
I don't know, you've had a bit of social media drama in the past. How's your inbox?
Oh, yeah, it's full. It's full. And I actually understand a lot of the French, so it kind of doesn't help it either. But it's part and parcel. I've got to do my review with my boys, and we did that pretty thoroughly, and we'll learn from the things we obviously need to work on, but also take stock of the really good things we did in the game as well.
You say you know a bit of French. We did notice a little moment during that quarter final. You broke into a bit of French. Where did that come from? You've been storing that up?
No, I lived here when I was younger. I did an exchange when I was 16, so learned at the end and sort of built it up for games over the last few years. But I was very sort of aware of that game where English probably isn't the first language of a lot of the South African players, nor is it the French players. I don't speak Afrikaans or the other languages in South Africa, so I just decided to just go fully Kiwi accent English, just to sort of be fair in that game, and that was sort of my decision. But I did break into a little bit at the end as I was trying to control one of the scrums.
Yeah, how valuable is that for you as a referee, being able to communicate effectively with the players, especially when there's so much riding on these games?
I think it's important. You've got to pick your moments. I think it's something that we should be all looking at as referees. There's a lot of different languages out there: Spanish, Georgian, Japanese. We should probably think about maybe communicating all those different languages in the game. So it's something that first and foremost I use to try and respect the players, and also let them know effectively what I'm seeing in the match, so that they can relay that to their team. So I think it's an important tool that we should all think about as referees.
Hey, how excited obviously you're excited for this game, but how excited are the rest of your all Kiwi team for the semi-final?
So really excited. So we had the all Kiwi team for the quarter final, and that was really special, knowing that I had Paul, James, Brendan, who I've worked with for many years back in New Zealand, be there with me, and they had my back. We had one of the ARs going home. A few of the assistant referees leave this week, so I've got an Irishman, Andrew Brace, into the team with me. But yeah, still have Paul, still have Brendan, and it just really helps me because we go from one game to the next, and we don't have to start again. We've got the same team, and we roll into the next one, and I know that we're going to be able to deliver a really high standard for the game this Saturday.
This is what they live for as well, right?
Yeah, it is. It's I think everyone thinks about the players and the country. They love rugby, but as referees, we love rugby as well, and we really love putting on a good job for the players. So that's something that I'll try and do this weekend for the teams. But I can't do it by myself, so I really need the guys on the sideline and the guy upstairs in the box to really help me out there. So I know there'll be some more big moments like last weekend, but I'm confident we'll be able to get through it and do a good job.
Now it's weird for a referee, because I imagine you obviously want to referee all the biggest games, but for you to referee the biggest game probably means the All Blacks can't make the final. So do you sort of find yourself in this weird situation of not supporting the All Blacks this weekend?
No, definitely not. Like, I definitely wear my All Black jersey when I'm supporting them. For me, these are the biggest games. The pool play, being in a World Cup is the biggest tournament I've ever been to, and being here is good enough for me. To be able to do a quarter final last week and the semi-final for me is fantastic. So that's all I really need to do. It's the challenge that I love, and it's definitely going to be a challenge, if not the same as a final. So I'm hoping that New Zealand can do a really good job, and if they're good enough to beat Argentina, then I'll be as a fan in the stand next week, supporting them, which I think will be great. And I remember when we've won the World Cup before, and it's such a good feeling back home when that happens. So for me, that's I'm a New Zealander and I love rugby, so that's exactly what I want to see.
Well, I guess you'll know the lay of the land, I suppose, for you by the time your game rolls around this weekend. So all the very best, mate.
Thanks,
to you
mate.
and your team.
Cheers.
Go well.
Thank you.